Hey guys, Guitar Slam here to put up a new deck list for you. This is going to be my Synchro City deck, so let's get right into it. First card is 2 Stardust Dragon, a level 8 Synchro with 2500 attack, and when my opponent tries to activate a spell, trap, or monster that destroys cards on my side of the field, I can tribute Stardust Dragon to negate and destroy my opponent's card, and during the end phase, Stardust Dragon will come back. So he's great for the end of the game because when I am trying to push through for a win, I can stop all my opponent's destruction effects. Next card up is 1 Thought Ruler Archfiend, level 8 Synchro, 2700 attack. And this guy's effect is similar to Stardust Dragon's effect in the idea that he negates spell and trap effects that destroy monsters, and he negates them if they try and target a psychic monster, but since he's the only psychic in my deck, he's the only card he can negate for. And I have to give up 1,000 life points to do this, but I also gain life points equal to the attack of the destroyed monster if this guy destroys it. So he's great for the beginning of the game because I can just force my opponent into having to deal with him and having to beat him by battle, really. Next card is 2 Colossal Fighter, level 8 Synchro, 2800 attack, and he gains 100 attack for each warrior in both players' graveyards. So he can get really high attack points because this deck is based on warriors. And when he's destroyed, he can special summon a warrior from the graveyard, and it includes himself. So if he's destroyed by battle, he just special summon him again. And then the last Synchro I have is our R2 Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth. And I'd like to have Goyo Guardians instead, but these guys are a lot cheaper. Level 6 Synchro with 2600 attack, and I just use him in case I have a Jute Fighter, which I'll get to in a second. Alright, so for the actual monsters in the deck, we have 1 Elemental Hero Stratos, 1800 attack, 4-star. And he has 2 effects, but I only use the effect of taking a Elemental Hero from my deck when he is normal summoned or special summoned, because he just allows me to get cards that I need as soon as I need them, really. The next card up is 3 Elemental Hero Neos Alias, 1900 attack light monster. That's really important, the fact that he's a light. I'll get to that later when I get to the spells, because he helps me synchro summon easier. And I never use the effect of turning him into Neos, but it's just he's really good for beat stick, basically. Then I have 3 Elemental Hero Captain Gold, 4-star light monster, just like Neos Alias. Light attribute's important, with 2100 attack, but this guy, I can send him to the graveyard from my hand to take a Skyscraper field spell from my deck and add it to my hand. And Skyscraper is actually really important, I'll talk about that later, but this guy is just a powerful 2100 attacker, and he can search for Skyscraper, but he can only be on the field if Skyscraper's out, so we have to watch if Skyscraper's destroyed, he's destroyed as well. Then, for he's the only tuner in my deck, I have 2 Jute Fighter, level 700 attack, level 2 tuner. He can change an attack position monster to defense mode, but we don't really care about that. We basically just use this guy to tune 2 monsters together to be able to synchro summon, so I use this guy to synchro summon with a level 4 monster to get Gaia Knight out, and that's his only purpose, is just to speed along tuning, and he actually allows it to happen. Then I run 3 Elemental Hero Sparkman, 4-star light attribute, 1600 attack, and since he has no effect, he's only used for tuning and synchro summoning. And then the last monster in the deck is 1 DD Warrior Lady, level 4 light monster, 1500 attack. I can use her for tuning and synchro summoning, or I can use her as monster destruction by having her battle a monster after the battle's over. I can choose to remove her and the monster she battled with from play. So it's just a good way to get rid of my opponent's monster, like Thought Ruler Archfiend, for instance, that can't be targeted by spell or trap effects, but DD Warrior Lady would work. And for the spells, I have 3 Reinforcement of the Armies. With this card, I can search for 1 level 4 or lower warrior and add it to my hand. And since all of the monsters I have fall into that category, I can search for whatever card fits the situation. So this is really important in the deck. Then I have 3 Emergency Call. With this, I can add any elemental hero from my deck to my hand. So I can add my Neos Alias, Sparkman, Captain Gold, all those cards, Stratos, to my hand, and just it's pretty much like 3 more copies of Reinforcement of the Army, except I can't get Jutei Fighter or DD Warrior Lady with it. And here's one of the most important cards in the entire deck: 3 Light Wave Tunings. With this, I turn a level 4 light monster, which, as you saw, all but 3 of my monsters, the 2 Jutei Fighter and Stratos, they don't fit this. But all my other monsters are level 4 lights, so when I have one of those in the field, I activate Light Wave Tuning, and I turn them into a tuner monster. So now I have a level 4 tuner monster that I can tune in with another level 4 to get all my level 8 synchros out. So this card is extremely important. It allows me to get out my Stardust Dragon, Colossal Fighter, and Thought Ruler Archfiend. Next card is 2 Our Righteous Justice. This card allows me to destroy spell or traps in the field equal to the number of elemental heroes I have out. So it's just more spell and trap destruction. I can destroy a lot of spells and traps in one turn. I usually average 2 or 3 each time I activate this, so it's quite powerful. Then, as I alluded to earlier, I have 2 Skyscrapers. Field spell: when an elemental hero attacks an opponent's monster, and the opponent's monster has higher attack, the elemental hero gains 1,000 attack. And I can't tell you how valuable this card is. So you can have a Captain Gold that can all of a sudden take down a Dark Armed Dragon. You can have a Neos Alias that can all of a sudden take down a Goyo Guardian. So it really just shows this card just allows me to take down really powerful monsters, plus it's searchable with Captain Gold. Then I have 1 Monster Reborn just as a special summoning. A Heavy Storm for spell and trap destruction. A Mystical Space Typhoons for spell and trap destruction. Lightning Vortex for monster destruction. Discard a card from my hand to destroy all face-up monsters my opponent controls. Even though with Stardust Dragon being out there, I still like to run monster destruction, so Lightning Vortex makes the cut. Along with a Smashing Ground and a Fissure. Each of these just destroy a monster my opponent's at the field. So like I said, I like to still run monster destruction. And then here I have, for the traps, 2 Compulsory Evacuation Device. And this card allows me to take a monster on the field and return it to the owner's hand. But I use this to stop my opponent's synchro monsters. My opponent synchro summons, I activate this, send the synchro back to the extra deck. So it's like a really cheap Phoenix Wing Wind Blast without the discard cost if you target synchros. Or if your opponent does tribute summon a monster, even though they usually don't anymore with the really competitive decks, but if they decided to, you can just send this back and they have to try and tribute again. So that would hurt Monarchs, even though they're not super competitive anymore. I have 1 Ultimate Offering, give up 500 life points to get an extra normal summon for the turn. And this card allows me to get multiple monsters on the field, making synchro summoning easier. Then I have a Torrential Tribute. When a monster is normal summoned or special summoned, I activate this and destroy all monsters on the field. It's just another good monster destruction. Then I have 2 Bottomless Trap Hole. When my opponent summons a monster with 1,500 or more attack, I activate this to remove the monster from play. It's really good. Stops my opponent from being able to have that monster on the field, and they can't use it in the graveyard. And then the last card in the deck is 2 Threatening Roar. Whenever I want to activate this, because it's chainable to summonings or destruction, targeting, anything like that, I activate this and my opponent can't attack me for the turn, so it just keeps me safe if my opponent gets a big turn, like a lot of synchros in one turn. It's really good like that. So that's the deck. Thank you guys for watching. Um, this deck has done really well for me. It's gone 3-0 against Teledad, and I really like this, and I'm going to be able to put up some duels with this soon. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.